Inception didn't just mess with dreams, it hijacked your brain, filled it with paradoxes, and left you wondering if you were ever awake in the first place. But behind the spinning top, slow motion kicks, and hallway fights is a story just as layered and mind-bending as the plot itself. Here are 20 weird facts about Inception, plus one bonus that'll have you questioning reality all over again. Fact 1. Christopher Nolan spent 10 years writing Inception. Most directors pitch a movie, write a script, and start filming within a few years. Nolan, he spent a decade working on Inception. He started with the core idea, people entering dreams to steal secrets, but realized the concept was too complex for a fast-paced heist film, so he shelved it for years. After The Dark Knight, he finally had the clout and confidence to revisit it. The script evolved from a horror-style dream invader story into a layered emotional heist inside the subconscious. And just like that, reality has never felt safe again. Fact 2. The Snow Fortress was inspired by a James Bond film. That snowy third-level dream where the team storms a militarized hospital. It's not just Nolan showing off. It's a tribute to classic Bond movies, especially on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Nolan has said that he wanted each dream level to feel like a different genre. The snowy mountaintop? That was his full-blown spy action sequence. Ski chases, silenced rifles, collapsing buildings. It's 007 meets Freud. Inception wasn't just breaking cinematic ground, it was skiing across it with a machine gun. Fact 3. The zero-gravity hallway scene was done without CGI. One of the most iconic scenes in Inception is Arthur's hallway fight. The gravity keeps shifting as the dreamer's body tumbles in a van. You'd think it was green screens and CGI. Nope. Nolan built a rotating hallway set, mounted on a massive gimbal, and shot the entire scene practically. Joseph Gordon-Levitt trained for weeks to run and fight inside the spinning set, often performing the stunts himself. The result? One of the most jaw-dropping action sequences ever filmed. No fakes, just physics and choreography. Fact 4. Leonardo DiCaprio helped reshape the script. When DiCaprio signed on as Cobb, the character was still emotionally distant and mostly a vessel for exposition, but Leo wanted depth. He sat with Nolan for months, helping reshape Cobb into a man haunted by guilt, obsessed with returning to his children, and tangled in memories of his dead wife. The emotional weight of Inception? That's Leo. The narrative precision? That's Nolan. The spinning top that traumatized us all? That's both of them laughing in slow motion. Fact 5. The entire cast did dream therapy together to prepare for their roles. The main cast, including DiCaprio, Ellen Page, now Elliot Page, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Tom Hardy, sat in on group dream analysis sessions. They shared recurring dreams, nightmares, lucid experiences, then used those details to build more nuanced performances. According to cast interviews, it helped them bond and develop a dreamlike rhythm to their scenes. And let's be honest, if you're going to pretend to rob a dream with your friends, you might as well analyze your real ones first. Fact 6. The dream levels were designed like a human brain. Each dream level in the film wasn't just random chaos. It was meticulously crafted to reflect different parts of the subconscious. The rainy city equals surface consciousness. The hotel equals control and logic. The fortress equals repression and defenses. Limbo equals raw subconscious and memory. Nolan worked with psychologists and architects to build dreamscapes that felt real but had just enough oddness. Impossible staircases, folding cities, time dilation to keep you unsettled. It's not just good production design, it's a mental blueprint. Fact 7. Inception is one of the few blockbusters without a single studio note. Studios love notes. Cut this, change that, make it simpler. But Inception, Warner Brothers gave 0 notes. Nolan had total creative control from day one. After the success of The Dark Knight, the studio trusted him so completely that they didn't request a single rewrite, reshoot, or change in tone. They just said, "Here's $160 million. Good luck." That's how we got a summer blockbuster that ends with a philosophical question instead of a superhero punch. Fact 8. Hans Zimmer's score was built around a slowed-down Edith Piaf song. That iconic Brahms sound throughout Inception's score isn't just cinematic flair. It's Edith Piaf's Non, Je ne regrette rien slowed down and manipulated until it sounds like the fabric of time tearing. Zimmer deconstructed the song, the same one used as a wake-up cue in the film, and used its slowed frequencies to build the film's entire sonic identity. It's genius-level meta. The movie's soundtrack is literally the song the characters hear while dreaming. The deeper the dream, the slower the track. Fact 9. Cobb's totem wasn't the spinning top. Everyone remembers the top. It spins, it wobbles. It's the film's final mystery. But here's the twist. The top wasn't Cobb's totem. It belonged to Mal, his wife. He uses it out of guilt, but it's not technically his. So what's Cobb's real totem? Some fans theorize it's his wedding ring, which appears in dream scenes and disappears in reality. Others believe his children's faces are the true test. But Nolan? He's never confirmed anything, because in a movie about uncertainty, the answer is never the point. Fact 10. The opening scene foreshadows the ending, almost frame for frame. The first scene of Inception shows Cobb washed up on a beach, meeting an old man, Saito, before cutting away. It's the ending in reverse. Nolan uses visual cues, the spinning top, the dreamlike haze, the slow buildup to let us know right from the beginning that time and reality are not reliable. The structure is a loop, the ending is the beginning, and the only constant is the dreamer who wants to go home. Fact 11. Tom Hardy improvised one of the film's most iconic lines. "You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling." Boom. That cheeky line, delivered right before Hardy's character whips out a grenade launcher, wasn't in the script. Tom Hardy improvised it on the spot. It was meant to be a minor moment of tension between Arthur and Eames. But Hardy, knowing the tone of the film needed occasional levity, threw in the line during a take. Nolan loved it so much he kept it, and now it's one of the most quoted in the film. Sometimes the biggest dreamers don't follow the plan. Fact 12. Cobb's children were played by the same actors all along. For most of the film, we only see Cobb's kids from behind. They're always turned away, frozen in a dreamlike loop. It's part of what keeps us guessing. Are they real? Is this memory or reality? At the end of the film, we finally see their faces. But here's the twist. It's the same 2 child actors all along. Nolan had them wear similar clothes and use subtle camera angles to obscure their features throughout the movie. So when we see their faces at last, it's not that they've aged, it's that Cobb is finally ready to see them. Fact 13. Nolan designed the dreams like a musical score. Each dream level has its own tempo tied directly to the time dilation as the team descends deeper. First level, 5 minutes of real time equals 1 hour of dream time. Second level, 10 hours of dream time. Third level, days, limbo, years, or even decades. This rhythm wasn't just theoretical. Nolan used a musical structure to guide the film's pacing. Every action beat, edit, and cut mirrors the nested tempo of the dreams, like layers of a symphony playing in sync. It's not just movie structure, it's composition. Fact 14. Nolan had the entire cast sign NDA agreements, except his brother. Inception was such a tightly kept secret during production that Nolan made everyone sign strict non-disclosure agreements, including actors, producers, and even assistants. The only person who didn't sign one? Jonathan Nolan, his brother and frequent writing collaborator, because he already knew everything, having helped map out the film's structural ideas years years earlier. So while the rest of the world had no clue what Inception was about, one person had already dreamt deeper than anyone. Fact 15. The Penrose Stairs scene was built practically. That famous impossible staircase Arthur shows Ariadne, the one that loops in on itself, is based on the Penrose Stairs, a real optical illusion. And instead of using CGI, Nolan had the crew build a physical set that only worked from a certain angle. It's movie magic at its finest. Forced perspective, perfect camera placement, and a bit of architectural trickery. The result? A dream paradox you can walk on, but only if you're looking from the right place. Fact 16. Inception wasn't just a word, it was a theme for the whole crew. Inception means planting an idea so deep inside someone's mind that they believe it's their own, and that idea extended far beyond the script. Nolan was constantly planting themes into his actors' minds during production, leaving certain details unexplained, withholding lines until the day of filming, and asking actors to trust the concept. The entire production mirrored the dream within a dream setup. Even the crew often said, "I'm not sure what we're filming, but it feels like it's working." It was art imitating art, and everyone was along for the ride. Fact 17. Nolan used Inception to explore his fear of losing time. Nolan has said that the true heart of Inception is not dreams, it's time. Cobb is a man obsessed with time lost, time he can't get back, time he missed with his children. Every layer of the dream is another layer away from them, and the deeper he goes, the more time stretches. This wasn't just character work. Nolan, a father himself, wrote the story while grappling with the fear of missing moments that matter. The dreams, they're just metaphors. What he's really trying to wake up from is regret. Fact 18. Ellen Page learned architecture to play Ariadne. To play the brilliant dream architect Ariadne, actor Elliot Page. Then Ellen Page studied real architectural design and theory. Nolan didn't want a generic smart character. He wanted someone who moved and thought like a real student of space. Page even sketched dream layouts between takes and worked with designers to understand how surreal buildings could fold and shift while still feeling mathematically correct. So when Ariadne folds Paris like origami, that's not just CGI, that's geometry with feeling. Fact 19. Michael Caine always knows if the ending is a dream. Michael Caine, who plays Cobb's father-in-law, once told an audience at a film screening that he asked Nolan to explain the ending. Nolan's reply, "When you're in the scene, it's reality." Which means the final scene where Caine appears and Cobb sees his kids again. According to Caine, that's real. Of course, Nolan still refuses to confirm or deny it publicly, because in a dream, the only person who knows the truth is the dreamer. Fact 20. The ending has a hidden audio cue you probably missed. When the screen cuts to black and the top keeps spinning, we're all left wondering, did it fall? But eagle-eared viewers have pointed out something sneaky. You can hear the top wobble just as the screen cuts to black. It's subtle, barely a sound, but it's there. Some say that's proof the top was about to fall, that Cobb was finally in reality. Others think Nolan added the sound just to mess with us even more, because if there's one thing Inception taught us, it's this: you'll never really be sure. Bonus fact, the entire movie might be a dream, and Nolan left clues. Here's where things get really layered. Some fans, and even a few film theorists, believe that Inception is entirely a dream from start to finish. Cobb never wakes up. The plane ride, the mission, the final reunion, it's all his subconscious trying to give him closure. There are clues too. Cobb never spins the top at the start of the film, so we never establish a baseline for reality. The kids are always in the same clothes until the final scene, suggesting they never change. finished. The soundtrack is built on a dream cue. Edith Piaf slowed down, and the deeper we go, the more distorted it gets. And perhaps the biggest, the name Mal comes from the French word mal, meaning bad or wrong. His guilt takes the form of an unreliable narrator, but Nolan's greatest trick wasn't making a movie about dreams. It was making a dream that looked like a movie and letting you decide when to wake up. Inception didn't just blow minds. It layered them, folded them, questioned them, then spun atop and walked away. No hand-holding, no final answers. Just Nolan, Zimmer, and a cast trapped in an idea too deep to escape. So if this script made you pause, rewind, or doubt your own memory, mission accomplished. Hit like, smash subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's your totem, and did it just wobble? Because in a world full of copy-paste blockbusters, Inception didn't just break the mold, it built a dream machine out of film.